somebody has just gone through a massive tower moment. And something that Spirit is asking you to do right now is to observe from faith instead of assuming from fear. And I feel like there is justice for you on the other side of this situation, but Spirit's telling me that the reason why I am being called to sit down and record this message is because you are about to make some kind of decision or act from some hasty reaction that is not going to benefit you and receiving the justice that you deserve. Now, I feel like the reason this message is coming in is because this is something that has just happened for whoever is watching this. Now, I am a timeless reader, so whenever you're seeing this, it's meant to be for you. But Spirit is really, really driving in the message of pause and of halt. And even if this is something as tricky as maybe being hit with a lawsuit, or as scary as being evicted and not knowing what you're going to do. I also just saw a car being towed for somebody. I don't know, maybe that's confirmation, or maybe just like a car being repoed, but it's something along the lines of that, where it's like something else in a higher power has, yeah, I just heard little old me. And it's like you kind of feel like you're in that position of little old me and you really don't know what to do. But I feel like there's actually a solution that serves you in a really balanced win-win kind of a way. But in order to receive that, you need to take a step back right now and stop trying to figure this out. Now, I know that's easier said than done, especially when we're in situations like, you know, what it is that you're going through. But I feel like Spirit also wants you to remember that the reason why that advice is coming in the way that it is because it's about recognizing that the solution is not found from outside of yourself. It's not found from crisis mode. It's found from going within and learning how to find stillness through the storm, calm through the storm. Now, we're going to open the space together. I usually do this off camera. I usually do this with my clients. We do a lot of at least I do a lot of Reiki with my clients before opening the space. But for some reason, I felt called to do the prayer and the Reiki ceremony on camera because I feel like somebody is really needing that right now in some kind of way, because I feel like you and I are figuring this out together. I will go ahead and say that there's also something about your throat chakra. The way that I know that, I'm a singer, and when songs come through to me, which is what happened here, the song Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Sam Cooke is what I started singing in the car, and that's what kind of was that, you know, domino effect which brought this message in. But I do feel like there's something about your throat chakra. Should we look up the lyrics to that real quick? Hold on. Because what really came in, the lyrics, hold on, where is it? So I'm gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. I'm gonna sit on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Yeah, so it's like sitting here resting my bones, 'cause this loneliness won't leave me alone. Okay, I feel like the reason why that's significant for somebody is because by you pausing and by you taking that step back to observe, it feels like you're missing an opportunity and you're wasting time, you're wasting away. But I actually feel like Spirit saying, if you were to try and figure this out from crisis mode, you'd be getting nowhere. So you might as well waste away and sit and be still and pause and observe and let those tides kind of come in and go back down and come back in and go back down, because there's something about reflection there that helps you find that key. Okay, let's go ahead and Reiki. We're going to open the space. So I'm going to start with the prayer. Okay. I call upon Archangel Michael. I ask you to please cleanse, clear, seal, and protect this energetic space. We do not allow false light. We do not allow false light guides. We do not allow false light energies. We do not allow false light information. We only allow the truth. I call upon my higher self. I call upon the collective's higher self. I call upon my angel team. I call upon the collective's angel team. I call upon my guides. I call upon the collective guides. And I call upon Source God over all for our highest healing good. Please give me the messages, answers, and solutions that the collective needs to hear at this time, as well as anything else that wants to come through for their highest healing good. Please give me the ability to see, hear, feel, and communicate clearly the messages, answers, and solutions for them. And please leave them feeling a sense of direction, clarity, purpose, and peace as they navigate their journey, all for our highest healing good with harm to none. Okay, I'm going to activate the Reiki symbols. I call upon my angels to help me with this. So we're going to start with a backwards choco right here. This is going to help us get rid of anything that's not serving you. I really feel that in your crown chakra. So just breathe, and also make sure, I'll go ahead and put this in the video on the caption, but make sure that you are accepting this. You do not have to accept this if you don't want it. You can consent by saying yes, nodding your head. Again, when I channel, sometimes things go so fast and I forget to, but I'll put that on the screen. Okay. You're just going to cleanse that out and put you back in your power here so that you can see clearly. We're just aligning. Okay. And sealing. All right, Spirit. So tell us a little bit more about this energy, please. What does the collective need to know at this time? What's happening? What's the clarity? Yeah, that's what I feel. What's the clarity here? The light after the darkness dawn, the sacredness of pausing winter. Interesting. There's that eagle. Remember when we had that eagle, or not eagle, owl. Remember when we had that owl message? But I said eagle. Maybe that's a eagle symbolism. Hold on. They represent honesty, truth, majesty, strength, courage, wisdom, power, and freedom. As they roam the sky, they are believed to have a special connection to God. Well, yeah, because I feel like whatever is happening right now, it's almost as if they're reminding you not to forget who you are, but more importantly, who you're connected to, right? And this is something that I talk about sometimes with my clients, and it's something that I've really had to learn myself. But when we're in situations where, you know, maybe we're undergoing some kind of change or transformation, or we're having that tower moment, we have to remember that the source is not the car company. The source is not the job. The source is not YouTube or TikTok or, you know, whatever it is that we're connected to. The source is not the house. Those are tools that source can use. And remember, we are one with source, right? We're a unique blueprint of source. But the source is source, right? Source can use those tools, but at the end of the day, source is what brings us what it is that we need when we need it. Hold on. Blind spots. Mischief and play. And when we're in situations where it feels like things are playing with us or toying with us in a very malicious way, we have to remember what, Spirit? Who we are, who we're connected to, because connecting back to that is what's going to activate the ability to create the solution. And so you're acting right now, or at least you're trying to act from a place that is not going to create a solution for you. You're trying to act from a place that is going to just continue that entanglement of that web, of that difficulty, of that chaos. But the way that you calm the storm is by calming yourself, and the sacredness of pausing here. Again, I just realized we've been talking about pausing. And the sacredness of pausing is almost like it's coming in to remind you, like the light after the darkness is going to come in for you here. The clarity, the light to help you kind of guide the way through those blind spots are going to come in when you take a second to pause. So if somebody's been kind of just like anxious after hearing that, I'm seeing my amethyst card here too. I feel like that, because amethyst can be about clarity. That is the clarity. This is confirming for you. Don't be afraid of that moment of pause, because that pause is going to guide you even further to where you need to be. And even though, just like with those song lyrics, right? There was something about like, looks like nothing's gonna change, everything still remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I'll remain the same. Sitting here resting my bones, and this loneliness won't leave me alone. It's 2,000 miles I roamed just to make this dock my home. Now I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. To you, it may feel like you're wasting time, but at the same time, like, I feel like what that's trying to say, or like what Spirit's trying to say with those lyrics, has something to do with realizing that if you choose to try and like brute force whatever is happening right now to get your way, to get that solution, nothing's going to change anyway. It's still going to be chaotic. So you might as well just take a second and take that time to pause. Even though the tides are rolling in, let yourself just be right now. Okay, so okay, so Spirit, I feel like there's something else though. Well, so can you tell me a little bit more about this? Your strength was crafted through adversity, a mastery only you behold. Yeah, this is about remembering the strength that you have and the strength that is within your being. So, hold on, Spirit, I'm just going to let you take this over and speak because I really don't know what else to ask. But I feel like you want to talk about something else. Thread by thread, I weave my desires, working as one with the source of creative power. Oh my God, see what I'm saying? You see? Thread by thread, I weave my desires, working as one with the source of creative power. I must seek to befriend the hidden parts of self, the darkness that embraces the whole of who I am. Dark days of winter. This is also symbolism of pause. Because see, we have sacredness of pause with the winter card. This is also dark days of winter. This is about pausing. And instead of fighting the darkness, we have to sometimes surrender to it because that's the teacher. By the way, I forgot to say I've got personal readings available at my link in bio. I know that things have been pretty financially hard for a lot of people, and we just had that solar flare, so I've got a reading special down below, and that will include a little mini Reiki session, but a little bit more than what you received here. I do that for all of my clients. So if you would like to purchase one of those, you can check below. If you're waiting on a reading, I've only got 2 personal readings in my queue. I'm just waiting on Spirit to tell me when to film those. So if you're waiting, I promise it's coming. But yeah, link below if anybody wants a personal reading special, and if they just need that clarity. Okay. So let's read the book. Hold on. What's really interesting too is a lot of the times I'll film these readings as I'm guided, and I feel very like it's just it pours through. I don't really have to do a lot of digging, but there is an energy here too where it's like I'm even being guided through this reading to pause. I'm being guided to do a lot more digging. I'm being guided to do a lot more searching and surrendering to what I don't know. And that surrendering to what we don't know instead of trying to brute force bringing that information in, that's what brings us the wisdom, because we can't learn if we're not silent. We can't learn if we're not open to listening. And I feel like there's something about this situation that is really going to help you break a cycle. There's a breakthrough at the end of whatever this is, or it's like right in front of you, and that's the key. And maybe that is going to require you to take a second to look at and face a darker part of yourself, a shadow part of you, which is not easy. When I was evicted in 2022, you'll hear me talk about this story a lot because it taught me a lot. That was right before my Saturn return, which is, I just finished my first year. Well, I take that back. I'll finish my first year when it hits the exact mark in June. But when that happened, I was so caught up in blaming this and blaming that. And while there were circumstances outside of me that I couldn't control, it was all trying to show me, the financial cycles that I was spinning. And granted, those were taught from a very young age from a lot of generational stuff, but I still was not taking that responsibility. And so it kept happening over and over and over and over again so that I could finally see. But it wasn't because I'm being punished and I'm bad. I mean, facing the music can be difficult, but I had to really learn that it was happening for me so that I could finally see the error of my ways and fix them. And I feel like there's also something here for somebody else where maybe this is a cycle. Maybe this is something that's difficult and it is hard, and it's not that the universe wants to punish you, but they want you to start looking at these moments and these circumstances differently. Instead of seeing them as this is just, everything is against me and I'm in this victim mentality, I'm in this victim mode, adversity follows me. They want you to instead take your power back and ask yourself, how can I change this? How can I stop being the victim and instead start being the driver? And I feel like when you do that, when you do that, it reminds you at the end of the day, I am the creator of my destiny. I'm the creator of my reality. I'm the only one here that is visualizing or expecting to experience this, and this. And that doesn't mean that I have to spiritually bypass and gaslight myself, because I know that there are some things that are completely out of our control, but also some things that we don't even realize we're doing. And so I think it's very, very important when we're having those conversations in the spiritual community that we have them with compassion and understand that, as we awaken to who we are and as we awaken to our power, it doesn't mean that it's our fault. We don't have to look at it from that perspective. But I do feel like there's this need for you to realize just how powerful you are. And that if you could create the bad, instead of shaming yourself for that, you can instead start looking at it from the perspective of, well, that means that I could change it and create good. If I could create all of that, even though it's difficult, look at how powerful I am. If all of that happened to a T of my anxiety or of my fears, or of my whatever, look at how powerful I am. What would happen if I changed that? What would happen if I stopped thinking like that? Because if it happened that way, then that's proof right there that I'm a manifesting genius, that I'm a powerhouse. And I feel like that's when you connect back to source. Okay. Yeah, change and control. It's like trying to put you back in control. It's trying to help you change something here so that you can be put back in control of your own life. Oh, the book is right here. Okay. I love this deck. Okay. Keywords: good favor, happy life, increased finances, and creativity. So I feel like this is for somebody a confirmation too. There's something about finances a reminder that you are headed in the right direction with your finances. And sometimes on our path, there are things that have to be shown to us. There are shakeups that have to happen. But again, it's all leading us back to getting back in the driver's seat. I don't know, that was for somebody. During ancient times, fertility dolls were crafted in honor of the goddess Brigid and placed in small beds near the home hearth to welcome good luck, herald light, and, of course, encourage fertility and growth. Receiving this card suggests fortune has entered your orbit and can indicate a prosperous and joyful time ahead. It may also suggest financial stability and a happy home. For a reading about career, this card could mean a promotion, likely with a significant pay increase. And a reading about love, this card can mean a harmonious relationship in which both partners are supported and nourished. Somebody just lost their job. That's the tornado that you're dealing with. This is coming in to remind you that this isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. The cycle is self-sabotage, though. The cycle is that narrative when you know on your path, oh my God, like, I know how this works. I know that it's always working for me. And then it happens and you go back into those old cycles and those old narratives of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not this, I'm not that. And it spirals you into, I just heard the deep end, to where you're having to crawl yourself back out and you're never really getting farther than the 3 steps backwards that you've taken. And Spirit's wanting you to know right here that in order for you to move on from this, you need to sit strong in this and say, it's working out for me. It's working out for me. I am so excited for what plans the universe has for me, things like that. In a reading about love, this card can mean a harmonious relationship in which both partners are supported and nourished. In general, this card represents a happy life that seems to be blessed by the goddess herself. Receiving this card is a good sign that beneficial favor will be with you for some time. So enjoy this cycle as happiness tends to attract more happiness. Ooh, yeah. Projects started in the coming weeks are likely to have a long-term success, and any new people entering your life have the potential for soulmate connections. So I feel like this is what is coming in for you. This is the key. This is trying to remind you that as you pause, you will find this. Because as you pause, you're not acting in those ways that are actively holding you back. You're not spinning those same stories that are keeping you tied to old timelines and old paradigms. Even if it's the simple act of just pressing the stop button on those by pausing, you stop creating what you don't want. So let's go into the dark days of winter, because I feel like that's the current action for you right now. Embracing darkness, being friends with demons. I must seek to befriend the hidden parts of self, the darkness that embraces the whole of who I am. Imbolc, if I pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry. Imbolc is the midway point between Yule, the beginning of winter, and Ostara, the beginning of spring, a time of year that heralds some of the darkest storms and nights. This card suggests you are experiencing a similar situation in your life, that fears and traumas are coming to your emotional surface. Know that they aren't here to scare you, that just as rain nourishes the earth, your shadow also holds the key, to bigger growth when you enter your spring season. The earth cannot avoid winter, and neither can you avoid your darker side for long. Receiving this card is confirmation that now is the time to face your demons, if only to realize they are actually trying to help. In greeting your demons as friends, you may find they can teach you how to be sharper, wiser, more experienced, self-aware, and even sexier or more alluring. It's understandable to want to avoid reliving any pain associated with unpleasant experiences. However, ignoring them will not erase them from your life story. Why not use them to your advantage and gain as much as you can from what they have to offer? Yeah, that's the end of that message. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like right now, even though you're not exactly here yet, this is where you are going, this is where you want to be. It's like the blind spots have to be acknowledged here. And in order to do that, you have to kind of stop that cycle of spinning and spinning old narratives, old cycles on repeat, and instead allow yourself to face the underlying issues. How can they face them? Oh, Bathing ritual. With you, water spirit, I wash away what no longer serves me and drink in spells that call for healing. I also just saw somebody, like in a bath closing their eyes. And it's like a lot of these things that are coming up that we're talking about right now. If this doesn't resonate for you, it's not, this part of the message is not for you, but it could be later. I'm not sure, but it's coming through. It's like all of the things that are coming up during this reading, those are the things that you've been trying to avoid because you don't want to accept them. You don't want to face them because there's some kind of fear with them. But I feel like as you close your eyes and let them come up and just observe them and notice them, instead of making a judgment about them or criticizing them or trying to control them or trying to change them, whatever it is, just sitting with them, it's almost as if that right there is the first step for you. And I'm also hearing you realize it's not as scary as you thought. Okay, I'm going to go into an extended reading. In the extended, we're going to go a little bit deeper on what it is that this message means for you and the collective, and how you can also kind of, I keep hearing face the music, how you can face the music and navigate it in a way that benefits you so you can get back in the driver's seat, how you can take control back. If you would like to join me, I will have the link below. You can join me on Patreon if you'd like to watch that. If you are a member of my Patreon, you'll get access to every single extended reading I ever do, plus so much more. I'm currently working on a how to read your own tarot cards course. I've got it written out. I just have to sit down and film it. My grandmother's been in and out of the hospital, so I've really been trying to help family in the household with that. So please forgive me if you're a Patreon member and you're like, where's all the content? I've been busy, but I promise it's coming. But you can also purchase it on its own. You don't have to be a member if you don't want to. So I'll have all of that information down below. I also have, for free Patreon members, you can get a free money Reiki ritual that I did, plus a money reading if you're interested in that. That's also below. And then I'll also have 2 courses that I've currently got. One is called Releasing Soul Sabotage, which is completely in line with this reading. The other is called Mastering the Shadow Within. I have those both in a bundle. Again, all of that information is below. They're really, really great. They come with e-workbooks, and they're meant to help you not only like learn about your shadow, learn about soul sabotage, self-sabotage, but to also kind of actively take steps in your everyday life and incorporate those steps with action plans that you can create. I guide you through it so that you can get rid of, anything that's holding you back, and so that you can master yourself through love, not through control and, judgment and all of those things that really just hold us back in the end. Again, all of that information is below. And then if you want a reading, that is also below. If you like this content and you don't want to come with me to the extended, that is totally okay. I am going to be doing a completely free YouTube course for my YouTube collective once we get to 5,000 subscribers, and I'm going to let you guys choose what that course is about. And it's going to be in terms of helping you guys. A lot of people have been saying tapping into their own intuition and their own guides, so that'll probably be one of the things that I put in the vote box. But if you want to participate in that, make sure that you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button, you comment below. That's going to really help get this around to other people that need to hear it. And also hit the notification bell below, because I just might post a reading or healing video that you need in the perfect timing. And with that being said, if I don't see you in the extended, I'll see you soon, and I love you.